Hey guys, and welcome back to the Paper Umbrella. My name's Jessie, and today I'm wearing my Enchanted Tiki Room Spirit jersey. I got it for Christmas. It's like one of my favorite Christmas presents of all times. I wear it all the time to work and everything else. So as it's getting close to Valentine's Day, today I've decided to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is picky eaters. My husband is a huge picky eater. He doesn't, it can be very stressful going on vacation with him, for him and for me. So today I want to talk about some tips and tricks of how to, smooth things over with your picky eater, to make things a little bit easier, to make things not as big of a hassle for them and for yourself. I was going to do one of these on dietary restrictions, so things like Crohn's disease or diabetes or keto, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I think that deserves its own separate post, so I am going to talk about that eventually, but I feel like that needs its own space. This is just for picky eaters because it's different things, obviously. So let's talk about picky eaters. Now, Disney is cool enough to let you bring food in a lot of the times. So if you're going to a park and little Jimmy only eats Uncrustables and you just know he's just not going to be down for a hot dog at Casey's Corner, that's cool. Bring little Jimmy his Uncrustables. They'll let you into the park. Now, keep in mind, though, that it is hot there. I live in the South and I'm still sweating off everything, makeup and everything's off by the end of it. So it's real hot. So only bring things that are non-perishable goods. So think, when your kid goes on a field trip, that's the kind of stuff you want to bring. Now, my suggestions: goldfish, crackers, granola bars that don't have chocolate. I love to bring fruit snacks, little gummies. Oh, those are great to have in there. Pop-Tarts, stuff like that is kind of what you want to bring with you. Just something that's easy, that won't melt, that you can eat in line, that can be a substitute for a little meal, or you can put together to make a little meal, whatever, you think is going to be good for your picky eater. Bring that kind of stuff. I know when my husband and I go, we'll probably bring some of those cheese and peanut butter cracker sandwich things. I can't stand them, but he loves them. So we'll probably bring some of those just so he'll have something, when we go to Food and Wine Festival and all that kind of good stuff to have to snack on if he can't find anything he likes. It's always good to have that option. Another thing you can do, and this is kind of in the same vein, is you can bring your own water bottle. It just can't be glass. So every time you go to a Disney quick service restaurant, you can order a free cup of water. You can just go, hey, I want some water, and they'll just give you a cup. Now, it is Disney tap water. So it's not the best tasting water ever. So if you are picky about your water, I suggest to bring a Brita filter water bottle cup. Just so that way it tastes a little bit more like what you're used to. That way you're not going, oh, Disney tap water, because this is not the best. It's not the best water. So bring you something to help filter that out and you'll be fine. Look at menus beforehand. So Disney is kind enough to put most of their menus, if not all of their menus, online before you even go down there. So that way you can kind of see what's going to be on the menu. So if you're making those big restaurant reservations, wow, the advanced dining plans, go ahead and look at the restaurants and their menus before you even make those dining plans. So that way you know that there's something on the menu that your kid or your picky eater in your group is going to eat, because it can be a little difficult, but Disney has all their menus online, so don't be afraid to use that, and ask your picky eater, hey, does this sound like a thing you would eat? Because if it does, yay, but if it doesn't, maybe not. I wouldn't take if you're planning to eat at one of the cool places at World Showcase, in the Germany Pavilion or the Morocco Pavilion, go ahead and ask your picky eater to look over the menu and see if there's anything on there that they would eat, because I cannot see my picky eater eating at the Moroccan restaurant. No, nobody. Here's one of my favorite tips, I think, when it comes to picky eaters, and that is, if you don't want it, don't order it. So that sounds stupid, but for an example, when you go to Animal Kingdom at Flame Tree Barbecue, most of their stuff comes with a side of baked beans and it's coleslaw. My picky eater does not eat either of those things. So for him, if you wanted to save a little bit money, you could just say, hey, we want the ribs, but I don't want the coleslaw or the barbecue beans. and they won't put them on there, and 9 times out of 10 it's cheaper that way as well, and they'll actually take the prices of those items off, so that way you're not even paying for them. So if you have a picky eater who just wants the entree, ask for it without the sides, or if you just want the sides, say, hey, can I get an order of chips? Can I get an order of the coleslaw? I know my picky eater likes that, just get that too, and don't order it if you don't want it. The same thing for the bigger restaurants. If you don't want it, don't order it. Say, I don't want that side. See if you can get it switched. If you can't, just get an extra side, or just say I want it without it. I'm weird about things touching on my plate. It just squeaks me out. I can't do it. I'm one of those people. I know you're out there. I know the rest of you are like that too. So if you're like that and you just know that there's something that you don't like that's going to get on there, that's going to touch something else, just order it without it. Just order it without it. It's so much easier that way. Most of the time, and I'm sure a lot of picky eaters, especially my adult picky eaters, have ordered off the kids menu at one time or the other, whether it be, just a burger or chicken tenders or whatever it is. I know that you guys have done it before, and the counter services are usually pretty good at that because, mom or dad will come up and order for 5 people. So sometimes, they'll let you get away with it. Now at your table service restaurants, that's a different story. That's going to be a talk between you and your waiter. So just talk to them and say, hey, I don't really like anything else on this menu. Is there any way I can get the kids chicken tenders? And I'm sure they'll be okay with it as long as not everyone in your party's doing it. I'm sure they'll be fine with it. And then my last big tip is when it comes to character meals, there's a couple of options you can do, but my suggestion is if you have a picky eater to either do a buffet, because there's gonna be something that you like on the buffet, the Crystal Palace, the Winnie the Pooh one, that's a big buffet. Lots of good stuff there. Or you can do a breakfast. So like the Akershus, the other one at Epcot, that's Garden Grill, those are all breakfasts. So you can do a big character breakfast with those. So those are gonna have things like scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, Mickey waffles, toast, just normal breakfast stuff that your picky eaters probably, been exposed to. If they don't love it, at least they know it. But most picky eaters I've found have liked breakfast things. So definitely check out the breakfast options for a picky eater. Now, another thing you can do is just tell a cast member, I don't like it. Tell a cast member, if you get something you don't like, say, hey, this wasn't great. I thought I was going to try it and I didn't love it. Tell them. Most of the times they're pretty understanding, and they'll figure something out with you, whether it's, a little bit off of another thing or if it's just to completely replace it. Most of the times they're pretty understanding on it. Just talk to your cast member, be friendly, be open, but don't expect everything from them. Just tell them, say, hey, I didn't love it, I'm going to order something else. And sometimes they'll be nice enough to help you with that. So just be honest with them, be open with them, and be communicative. I think that's the big thing, is communicate with the cast members, and they're usually fantastic, and they're usually really nice, and they'll either not help you out, or they'll at least be understanding to your picky eating plight. So that's it on picky eaters. Like I said, I am going to do one on dietary restrictions later, and a lot of these still apply to that. But there are a few other tips and tricks to that I feel like you need to know when it comes to picky eating, or not picky eating, to dietary restrictions. So yeah, that's it for the paper umbrella today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns on anything, let me know in the description below. I want to know, what is the worst thing that you've ever had at Disney World? What is the worst meal you've ever had at Disney World, or snack, or anything that you've eaten? Mine would have to be the ABC commissary in Disney Hollywood Studios. It was awful. It was like the shrimp noodle bowl, and it was disgusting. And I think we ordered 2 of them, and it was bad. It was a bad time. Luckily we had Woody's lunchbox right there. We got some of those awesome Nutella tart things. Oh, so good. But tell me what your worst thing was below. I want to know. If you have any comments about Disney World in general, you can always email me at thepaperumbrella.travel@gmail.com, or you can check out my lovely handmade personalized website at thepaperumbrella.com. I'm always proud of it. Made it myself. Please comment, like, subscribe, share, ring the bell for notifications. All that kind of good stuff. But yeah, y'all have a great day, and that's it for the paper umbrella. Now go out there and make some waves. Bye, guys.